In the verdant heart of Lakewood, where the whispers of ancient oaks blend with the dreams of eager minds, there lies a place of supposed learning and growth, a place known as Georgian University. It is here, amidst the grandeur of ivy-clad walls and the promise of knowledge, that my tale of woe unfurls a narrative soaked in the bitter ink of disillusionment and betrayal. As I, a young soul hailing from the distant, frost-kissed lands of an ex-Soviet realm, stepped onto the hallowed grounds of Georgian University, my heart danced with the naivety of hope. I imagined a sanctuary of enlightenment, a crucible where the brightest of minds converged to forge the future. Yet, as the autumn leaves whispered secrets to the wind, they foretold a saga of neglect and disenchantment that would etch itself into the very marrow of my being. It began on a day much like any other, a day where the sun hung heavy with the promise of discovery. My family and I, a tapestry of love and support, ventured forth to behold the famed Arboretuma jewel in the crown of Georgian University. The gates stood ajar, an open more inviting us into the embrace of nature's splendor. We entered without hesitation, our spirits alight with curiosity. Oh, but the universe has a penchant for cruel jest, for as we sought to depart, we found ourselves ensnared prisoners of a misunderstanding most foul. The gates, once welcoming, now stood as barriers of iron and contempt. With no recourse, we summoned the guardians of this gilded cage. Yet, instead of salvation, we were met with the scornful lecture of a security guard, a man who saw fit to chastise us for a transgression as innocuous as breathing. His words, sharp as thorns, tore through the idyllic facade, revealing the cold, unfeeling stone that lay beneath. This was but a harbinger of the trials that awaited within the hallowed halls of Georgian University. As I embarked upon my academic journey, I found myself adrift in a sea of indifference. The counselors, those purported shepherds of young minds, navigated me not towards the shores of knowledge, but into the tempest of confusion and financial ruin. Their guidance, as nebulous as the mists of the unknown, cost me dearly a year of my life and a fortune thrice told. The classrooms, once arenas of intellectual combat, had become theaters of disdain. Professors, whose tongues should have been imbued with the elixir of wisdom, spewed venom unto the tender shoots of inquiry. Dr. Egan and Dr. Nash, harbingers of the nursing craft, found pleasure not in the flourishing of their charges, but in the belittlement of those who dared to seek their counsel. Their words, like arrows loosed from a fortress of hubris, pierced the very essence of my being, leaving me to bleed out upon the cold, unyielding stones of their making. The resources, so meager and scarce, were but a cruel mirage in the vast desert of academia. The student-to-professor ratio, a number that should inspire confidence, instead whispered tales of neglect and overcrowded lecture halls. The support that should have been my armor in the battle for enlightenment was, in truth, a gossamer veil transparent and ephemeral. And oh, the dormitories, those supposed havens of rest and camaraderie, were but mausoleums of youthful aspirations. The walls, thin as parchment, carried the lamentations of the lost and the forsaken. The Ras, ghostly in their absence, offered no solace to the weary souls under their charge. The cafeteria, a place where nourishment of both body and spirit should have been abundant, served only the bland food.
Okay, so I was looking into scams near Georgian University, Lakewood, And it is sad how people just want to enjoy their trip but end up losing money. The businesses here, they are not always safe, Like tourists just want to buy gifts or shop, but some stores are full of scams. First, there was this gift card scam, how could you? Stores near Georgian University, Lakewood had these scammers tricking employees into loading money onto gift cards, and then poof, the money was gone. The workers probably felt so stupid after realizing what happened. And the customers, they probably bought gift cards thinking it was a nice thing, but then found out they were empty. The scammers probably ran off laughing, but police were looking for them, so maybe they got caught. Stupid, right? Then credit card scams are so annoying. Some stores near Georgian University, Lakewood became targets because tourists used cards and scammers stole from them. Imagine buying souvenirs and then your card gets cloned. The tourist probably freaked out, called their bank and had to cancel everything. The scammers probably thought they were smart, but police found them later. Oh, and there was this big theft, 60,000 worth of sneakers and stuff gone from a shop. Tourists go there for shopping, and then just like that, a whole store gets robbed. The business probably had to close for a while, and customers who wanted to buy things just left disappointed. The thieves probably sold everything online, but police were looking for them, so they probably got in trouble. And this one store's near Georgian University, Lakewood were part of this big fraud where scammers use stolen cards to buy gift cards. Like, how greedy can you be? Tourists probably saw some weird activity but did not think much until later. The scammers probably thought they were untouchable, but police raided stores and found them. It is just sad, you know. You come to visit and instead of fun memories you get scammed. Like, why? Businesses here are not all bad, but some are just risky. Be careful, okay?
In the shadow of the esteemed Georgian Court University, Lakewood, lies a tapestry of businesses that, upon closer inspection, reveal a landscape fraught with disappointments and unmet expectations. As we embark on this exploration, let's brace ourselves for a journey that might leave our spirits as damp as a rain-soaked leaf clinging to a branch for dear life. Imagine, if you will, a culinary oasis named Sweetbury Greenville, where the promise of freshness and health is as enticing as a siren's call. Yet beneath the vibrant facade, the tune turns sour. Patrons have whispered tales of cold, rubbery chicken wrapped in the wrong embrace of a tortilla, and poke bowls that seem to have missed the memo on freshness. The service, dear friends, has been described as a spectacle of rudeness, with orders forgotten like last year's resolutions and apologies as scarce as a smile in a bustling DMV. As we stroll further into the heart of Lakewood, the pulsating lights of headliner Oasis beckon us with the promise of a night to remember. Alas, the Oasis turns out to be a mirage, with reports of steep cover charges leading to an empty embrace and the ghost of a DJ who never was. The cacophony of a poorly mixed drink, resembling the essence of rubbing alcohol, serves as the soundtrack to an evening best forgotten, while the scent of body odor lingers in the air like an uninvited guest at a garden party. Let us not forget the Strand Theatre, a venue that once echoed with the laughter and applause of appreciative audiences. Now it stands like a forgotten relic, its halls reverberating with the echoes of tribute bands and the cries of the dissatisfied. The seniors, those venerable connoisseurs of culture, were left disappointed, their ears assaulted by noise masquerading as music, in a place where the only thing oversold was the promise of a good time. In the midst of this melancholic symphony, Vintage Wine Bar Lounge offers a somber note. Here, the wine may flow, but so do allegations of discrimination, as the bar appears to be set higher for some than others. Patrons of color have reported feeling the sting of being unwelcome, their presence as out of place as a tea bag in a cup of coffee. The service, my dear audience, has been likened to a flat prosecco, devoid of life and in desperate need of a shake-up. These establishments, which dot the landscape near Georgian Court University, Lakewood, seem to share a common thread, a tapestry woven with strands of disappointment, poor service, and a lack of quality that leaves one pining for the comfort of home. It is a realm where the ideals of perfectionism are as elusive as a shadow at dusk, and where the sensitive soul may find their emotional